Hi, it's Michael from Moat Monster Gaming, and today's Throwback Thursday I'm going to do something a bit Halloweeny. I am going to do the Supernaturals. So here they are, the Supernaturals by Tonka. I have most of the range, but it's a bit dark, so I'm actually going to take them off the shelf and have a look at them somewhere else where it's a little bit lighter. So here is Supernaturals by Tonka. So in 1987, toys with holograms was all of the rage. So as you can see from the backing boards here, we have 8 Ghostlings and 6 Warriors, and they all have a hologram on them. So the Ghostlings have a hologram on the front, and they were slightly cheaper figures. They were £3.25. From BT's. This one's Spooks' backing board, and then these ones were a little bit more expensive. It doesn't have a price anywhere on it, but that one was Skull, and my brother and I had Lionheart and Skull, and then we had a selection of the Ghostlings. Now, it wasn't supported by a cartoon, unlike Visionaries, which is the other famous hologram toy from 1987. So Visionaries had a Marvel comic and a cartoon as well, which is why I think it was a lot more successful, even though, like Supernaturals, both only lasted one series, a series of figures, one wave of figures. But in the UK, Supernaturals was supported by a comic from Fleetway. So the same people that did the Mask comic, Eagle and Judge Dredd at the time. So every fortnight, this is issue number 1, and it actually came out on Halloween 1987. So I can't think of a more appropriate Halloweeny comic and toy to be doing for Throwback Thursday. So here we have the Warriors and the Ghostlings teaming up with the Tomb of Doom. And inside I still have, there's the mask that came with it and its original elastic bands. And there is a poster of the Tomb of Doom. So very, very cool. And in this, mainly black and white, but in this first one, it does kind of try to give an explanation of who they are, how they're warriors from different centuries, and the Tomb of Doom pulls them into the present, which just happens to be Halloween 1987 in New Orleans apparently, and they go on a rampage, good versus evil. It's very standard fare, and there's not much else other than the 9 issues to support it. So there's the comic, so quite cool. Okay, so these are the 3 Goody Warriors, and I'm not going to take their chest plates off because they are notorious for breaking because of the type of plastic that was used. So this is Lionheart. We can see the lion on his shield. His visor goes up, his sword glows in the dark. He has a normal face, then a cat face. He's not my original one. When I was showing my original one to one of my kids last year, the arm snapped off, so I had to pick up another one because he really does suffer from gold plastic syndrome, where his plastic is super brittle. Now this is Eagle Eye, the next one. I don't have the shield, picked him up in a bundle off of eBay, but again, glow in the dark weapon, and the face, if I can get the face goes from like a chief to an eagle, but I can't quite get it in the light. I do find that older holograms tend to not work as well. And then this is Thunderbolt, who's a kind of Thor-based Norse character, glow-in-the-dark hammer, and then his shield has a lightning bolt on it. And they are the 3 good warriors. So then these are the 3 bad guy characters. Here we have Skull, who has an eyeball on his shield. I think his shield's very cool. There's his glow-in-the-dark mace, and he has like a kind of a pirate face, and then a skeleton. And then this one here is Snakebite, who has a cobra on the shield. Very, very cool glow-in-the-dark weapon, and I think he's the best looking of the villains. And then this is Bernhardt. Now, my Bernhardt, unfortunately, has his gun and his shield, but he's missing his visor. So at some point, I'll see if I can pick up a replacement one of him. So as a kid, from the warrior point of view, we just had Lionheart and Skull here, but we did have quite a few of the Ghostlings. So this one here was my favourite, with a friendly ghost face. That's Spook. And then this one's Hooter, who is a wizard and an owl. You can just about see it. Now, not only do their weapons glow in the dark, but so do their hands. And then this one is Mr. Lucky, who is a magician and a rabbit. Pretty sure that one was one of my brothers. And then they were the three goodies I had. Didn't have the Invisible Man, see-through. And then for the baddies, there is Rags, who is like a Egyptian mummy. And then here he is a vampire who's got his correct sword, because the baddie ones had a different shape. So there's 5 out of the 8 Ghostlings. And then, while I didn't have the Tomb of Doom or the 2 animal creatures that that could be ridden on, I do have this is the Bat Bopper. Loads of glow-in-the-dark stuff on this one, and this is huge. It is an absolutely massive vehicle. It's got like a mace bit that rotates on the back. This turns around. Unfortunately, there's a tiny bit missing on it, but this turns around and it makes this bit, makes the mace spin. It is an awesome vehicle. It's got a bit that fires out at the front. Yeah, it's really good and does look good on the shelf. And then this is the Ghost Finder. Again, it's got a gun that fires at the back. It's got this little gun that you press at the front, and when you press that, this kind of battering ram pops up. And both the Bat Bopper and the Ghost Finder seem completely unrelated from a toy point of view to the rest of the line. I just feel like they look completely different. But the other thing is, really, only the Ghostlings fit in it. You can't really sit down the warriors in it at all. So I do suspect that they might have been made for something else and then had loads of glow-in-the-dark plastic thrown on them. So I've tried to capture the glow-in-the-dark weapons, but I can't quite get the lighting right for the photo. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you very much for looking. Take care. Bye.